Welcome back to the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I believe
And we're in the title screen again.
Yes, because well, hey, Tio began some parts on the title screen in his playthrough of the original, so I figured I'd do this.
Yeah, there was that one part.
Oh god. Well, remember, like we said, the bad editing skills.
There's nothing wrong with starting from the beginning.
I don't know. It makes more sense to just reprise from where it was.
I wonder if we're going to see any game overs like we did in the original too.
Actually, from what I checked, Jova, the game over screen is just more similar to 13. So you just get some blue liners and the option to just restart the battle, basically being like in 13, jump cut to slightly before the battle began, start from the last time you saved, or start from the last time you auto-saved, I think, and then return to the title. You don't get any more of the screen with the film reel.
Also, I think a couple of parts ago at least, Dwibs said that he hadn't actually died yet, so...
Again,
no, I haven't.
I mean, for as much as baffling that news was from Kotaku, there was some validity in it. The easy mode does the job it's supposed to do, so...
Oh, no, like I said...
Even with the you-know-what?
I would argue... I would argue the easy mode is exactly how an easy mode should be, because if you go because there are still parts where you really need to, like, button mashing will not get you for the entire game. I can.
Okay. I'll just say this, folks. Don't play this like you're playing Kingdom Hearts. I've seen a lot of people complain that the dodge roll in this game doesn't always save them. That's because you're not supposed to play this like Kingdom Hearts.
No, well, the dodge roll in Kingdom Hearts has one invincibility frame, and fans like to argue.
I'm more baffled when we keep repeating it, considering after the first game it was dropped. Granted, you do get substitution ability, but only later in Kingdom Hearts 2 you get them only later on by grinding your you don't possess a dodge roll almost at all.
Well, it's a factor of a lot of things. Like, well, I mean, for one thing, the dodge roll in Kingdom Hearts 2 wasn't really needed because
yeah, I love these two guys. You know.
Again, this is actually foreshadowing for a later chapter. Just saying.
Nice. But yeah, like I was gonna say, you can good job. Good job. I've only played like 2 hours max of Kingdom Hearts, so woo.
It's mostly it's only really because remember this game was made by the team that made Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and originally this game was gonna have a Kingdom Hearts-esque battle system, but because of backlash from fans of the game, they decided to go for a balance between both extremes.
All right.
If you go back, everybody, if you haven't seen it, go back to the 2015 trailer. The gameplay one, not the teaser from E3, and you'll notice that the gameplay was vastly different 5 years ago.
Yes, dude.
All right. So yeah, at this point, Cloud is just not really into slashing the boxes anymore, so he's just pushing them over with the sheer strength of his body.
Well, aka in this particular area, you cannot press the square button.
Yeah, shame. Shame. Those boxes are gotta die.
Well, now is not the time to be causing panic and havoc among the masses.
Okay, I can understand if you're slightly confused a bit by this mission because it's peculiar. This person has told us that you need a particular key in order to enter the area where the Cerulean Drake has fled. The thing is, and this is something that I actually asked a couple of people who actually played the game, it seems that the position of the key is sort of randomized in this particular area, and you just need to essentially slash all the boxes in the area until you find the right one.
Well, Teo, I can tell you that after doing this chapter multiple times because of trophy reasons, the key has always been in the exact same box every time I went for it, so I don't get that.
Maybe you got lucky, or maybe it's like that for when you
maybe it's
stay on
like
a particular
the same
save file.
The same save file, yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
That wouldn't surprise me, especially if you need to replay it for trophies.
Well, this is the perfect test. I see if Dwibs gets it, I'll see where he finds it, and I will, crossbow it.
Out of my way, Gorgers. I have a key to find. Go get it, Tifa!
Okay, where is it?
You're sounding a bit...
it's up there.
You have to sound a bit more stoic, Jova.
Yeah, I guess at this stage of the story.
I mean, Cloud's not as mopey as recently, but he's still Cloud.
But of course.
He's still supposed to be socially awkward and a bit.
Yeah, Cloud is a dork, and he's very adorable in his
Exactly.
game for it.
Yeah, fortunately now we're getting to the point where I want to take down these kinds of enemies. It's just a few good strikes of the square button, both just taps and holding it down. Because I found out that if it's taking a bit for an enemy to go down, I find holding down the square button, something that's meant to be used for attacks against more than one enemy at a time, does a good deal of damage.
Alright, get ready to feel the hurt.
Well, it also helps. Well, you don't have you have the access materia, so the best way to go about it is to access new enemies that you come across, so you can check what their elemental weakness is and try to exploit it.
Don't you mean SS?
Honestly, I don't understand why they call it that instead of the classic Libra. It's supposed to be.
Maybe players who aren't familiar with that.
It's literally just a term.
I guess, it works.
Otherwise,
both ways.
Dwibs, if you by that logic, Dwibs, we should have kept the magic names, the magic terminology from the original, which was literally like Fire 1, Fire 2, and Fire 3.
I think one thing we have to learn too is that ever since Final Fantasy XIII, Square haven't exactly been the most consistent with their terminology.
Doesn't really help that for the town localization it's also applicable because until 12, from 8 to 12, with all the special spin-off in between, the town localization has been pretty consistent in terms of handling the name of the monsters and the magic. Starting with 13, they decided it was a good idea to rename them in Latin, which it's fine, but again, different change of behavior and lack of consistency with clashes with the previous titles.
I get the feeling.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I thought it was these boxes. I had to slash to get what I needed inside there, but
no, it's also a classic one. This also comes in conflict, Pedro, in 15 because in 13 and this one too, of course, the fire magic. Fire is using the Latin name, Ignis. The problem is in 15, Ignis is one of the fucking characters, so we actually had to rename that too. Because that's not confusing.
Why not just rename Ignis or something? No, nothing in those boxes.
Well, to be fair, Dwibs, between the two choices, I can understand that renaming the spell was the better priority to things to do. But I don't know. Yeah. It feels to me as if they made things unnecessarily complicated from the PSP era onward.
All right, okay. One thing, I think at this point, Shimmer is just fucking with Cloud, putting a bunch of empty boxes in there, taunting him. It's like, we know which box your mother is buried in, but we're just gonna make a guess and slash through half of these which don't have anything in them.
My mother wasn't buried. She was. Well, let's just say she was cremated and leave it at that.
Yeah, according to Sephiroth, she was legally professed.
And her remains were put inside a box.
You're just trying to make me care about something that I'm trying to put behind myself.
Shoebox.
It's not going to work.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a very small box here.
Well, I mean, what if? I mean, hey, it'd be easier to find, wouldn't it, if it's a bigger box?
Yes, that's why it's going to be near to impossible.
It's the fitting in part of that question.
Well, at the very least, it's a clue as to what kind of box it is.
How very nice of you. It's nice to know that it's so nice to know that my mother's ashes are in a shoebox.
Well, I mean, where would you rather have them be? I mean, Sephiroth could have eaten them or something.
I'd rather have her ashes buried with my dad's grave. It's what they would have wanted.
Sorry, Jova, we still don't have a name for Cloud's father.
Yeah, about that. Who told you he was buried at a grave?
Snake did. Why?
Snake lied.
Well, yeah, we haven't seen the Nibelheim flashback yet. For all we know, we will. Keep in mind, folks, it's a sort of foreshadowing a bit for later. Characters who only had one name beforehand now receive full names in this game and a bit more expanded backstory. So yeah, it wouldn't be too surprising if they actually bothered to expand a bit more on Cloud's side, because in the original it was literally just a throwaway line where Cloud is saying, "Oh, my father died in the war." That's it.
Oh,
Or maybe it was just a cover-up from from the soldier group.
Possible. It's
Because-
just that it's literally just a throwaway line.
Well, what I was going at is that I don't know, maybe his dad got drunk and decided it would be a good idea to swim in Marco.
Hell, I'm surprised that Crisis Core didn't even did a sort of a teaser to it or some shit like that.
Although, speaking of expanding more on Cloud's parents, let's just say I may have accidentally called something regarding his mother in our original playthrough of 7.
You mean her name? If you mean her name, Jova, no, because her name was actually listed on her official artwork. It was just never said in game.
Wait. So is it actually the same as it is in the remake, though?
Only the first name. The last name actually is slightly different. In the original game, the Cloud's mother last name was written on near the artwork as Strauss, a German name. Instead, for this remake, they did something simple and called herself Strife, which I guess makes Cloud more similar to Jean from Tekken in a sense that I guess since he didn't know much his father, decided to adopt his mother's last name. Makes sense.
Unless his father's last name is Strife as well.
No, well, in that case, kind of sense, Jova, I'm not sure it makes sense.
Don't you see, Theo, the
Why
big plot twist?
Cloud is Cloud's a taboo song from an incest. Jesus.
No, the big plot twist is that Sephiroth is Cloud's father.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I thought I edited this bit down.
What?
Well, Dwibs, I got something similar like that in one of my previous runs, so don't think too hard about this. It's a good time actually to keep these what we were talking about.
Wait. Well, hey, one thing I could do for future bits like this. Don't worry, I'm pretty sure I cut the rest down. But maybe I should have put in, or maybe in post I could put in like an elevator version of one of the songs.
Whatever. But yeah, Jova, no, I understand your confusion because Cloud's mother's name was just it wasn't even said
It was
like
never
in a
said
novel or
in
something.
game.
It was literally just stated as a note on the concept art. Nomura has a tendency of doing that. At least he did also for the time being. We just, I guess, I don't wonder. Well, no, I don't think the original Japanese script for the original game actually used the first name, and I was thinking, maybe it was just the localization of the original game that just stated Cloud's mother.
TV Tropes even clarifies that this is the first time in game we actually see Cloud's mother's name.
In an actual game, yes, this is the first time we know it. It's just that the name of a character does exist already.
However, in regards to what she's called here, I may have accidentally not entirely called it, but let's just say a joke I made is going to come back in spades when we find out what the name is. All right, so I have absolutely no idea where this key is. Tifa, you have the key radar.
He's having an actual, like one of those dogs fantasies where he just stands there blinking.
Yeah, he sounds, and all his friends look concerned. Like, dog, dog, man, what's wrong with you? Like, I'll do the voice, sorry. Or maybe Cloud got lost and for some reason thinks, hey, if I use one of those who wants to be a millionaire lifelines, they'll help.
God forbid it be under the bed in the mattress.
Joe, I don't think that's I can't imagine that being a lifeline. With your first brand new lifeline at your home under the mattress, you have to run home and see if the answer to the question is under your bed.
Also, nice bout stopping there to hear the interaction between Cloud and Tifa.
Well, I mean, those happen anyway.
They're nice. Okay, so we have circled around this facility
over and over.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, it's a great sadness that we must announce that Cloud, Strife, and Tifa Lockhart starved to death trying to find some unseen bug.
Okay, I am not going to die here like that, narrator.
Well, you will do soon if you don't find this thing.
Alright, I'm working on it. Just tell the Brit playing as me to step it up. And
Come on, step it up.
But what's Brit?
It's a British man.
I forgot what's the actual term.
There's no Britain in
Jova,
Gaia.
there's no Britain here.
Okay.
Hold on. Troop says that these kind of as a specific, entry for this is that when in a fictional universe, you get. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I actually got it in a different room, so I guess it is randomized.
Well, first let's get this materia, and it is.
It's when in a fictional universe they talk about a term that we use here, but doesn't make sense in their universe. Most egregious example of all, the Millennium Falcon. Because seriously, what the hell is a Falcon in the Star Wars universe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I love them. I do appreciate the benches because it lets you rest and rejuvenate your MP and your HP. But some of the placements are a bit weird. I'll just say. Like,
this is a construction yard, so it's used for the operators.
Mm-hmm.
You'd think they bring those collapsible chairs, not have to install a park bench.
Yeah, it makes
They're not
sense.
that complex.
Besides, I mean, they could always keep those around for when the factory workers need them too.
Besides, the public ones, anyone could have been sitting on them.
Okay, also Dwibs, tip for the future, if you don't have in your team like Barret or something, if an enemy is out of your reach, just use a spell.
No, don't worry, I do that later on.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
It is literally a miniature dragon that I have to fight.
Yeah. And, right, okay, I can't quite do anything just yet. Oh, you see, that's the thing though. Sometimes when I'm fighting an enemy, I try to use the SSP thing, but by the time I get enough ATP to do it, the enemy's dead.
Why don't you just use that as your opening move?
Well, no, Jova, you can.
Jova.
Technically speaking, you can, but you need the right asset. Doing the allies move consumes one segment of the ATB bar, meaning that if you don't start with it already at least full in one segment, which another material can actually do that for you, if you don't do that, you have to either wait or attack the enemy in order to gain ATB fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first one thing that in terms of magic attacks I'm not sure I like is the fact that the ice spell functions sort of like a bomb that you place where the enemy is. The problem is that enemies move constantly on the battlefield, meaning that there's a good chance that they may not be, hit by the magic attack.
Oh, here we are. Okay, here we are. Sorry, I just got to mention these summons. Sometimes when you're facing an enemy like this, for example, the summon bar will pop up, and if you can hold out in battle long enough, by the time it reaches the top, you can summon a monster from the material that you've got equipped right now. I managed to beat this enemy pretty quickly, so there won't be a summon here. But rest assured, you will see some monsters later on in the LP.
Oh, we can be certain about it.
Well, I would argue too, it's such one of those cases where you have to properly study the way the patterns of the enemy's movement and pick the right time. Because once I started doing that, it started to click for me.
Yeah, I suppose. Same goes for the wind spell. Yes, yeah, they actually give you a wind material in this game.
For example, when you're fighting the boss from the first Colosseum run, the one that's obligatory.
Yeah.
Okay, what Cloud just said, I do understand where it's coming from there. I mean, not everyone's going to be a bloody lackey. You need soldiers who follow orders to either keep you safe or to fight something that you might not be able to fight yourself.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the group we're under right now
it's a totalitarianistic fascist group.
They're not very nice.
Let me put it like
No.
this. The thing
And
about-
if you're thinking that I'm using hyperbole, don't worry, the game will actually use that term later.
Here's the thing about mercs, guys. They can be the good guys or the bad guys. It depends on who's hiring them.
Mm-hmm. It's like for example when that particular boss tail jumps on the walls and starts running around all the way up there. Well, technically I'm not spoiling anything.
Guys, chill out, please.
Sure.
Well, no, I think it's on about the guards who.
Yes, I
okay.
am.
Like,
I am.
Alright.
sorry, but I can't-
Well, I wasn't
Hey,
talking.
God, alright, get the fuck out of here or I'll kill you.
Well,
Ah.
I do like, as I mentioned, I do like the new version of the in regards uniforms.
Yeah, when you jump, basically say when that boss is running still with its barrier intact, you'll notice at some point it does stop for a bit, and the barrier goes on, and that's your chance to throw Blizzaga on it.
It also helps when the target in question is very huge, unlike some of his enemies, which are very tiny.
Mm-hmm.
There's the rat.
Yeah.
But it's not
no,
a
these-
basement, but it will do.
Yeah. These mats might give me a bit of trouble.
The rats of unusual
Alright.
size, so I can see how they would give people trouble.
For me, it's one of those things too, where whenever I found a new enemy that was weak to ice, and I realized how the ice worked, my first course of action, at least the one I recommend, is first study the enemy for a bit, see how he moves, what exactly are his attack patterns, and try if you can discern the best possible time to throw ice on it. Once you start doing that, things start to become easier.
No, I forgot the item box.
Well, you can go later and get it.
It kind of works like in the same way. Hold on.
Anyway, let's tell the guy who got rid of his rat
The
problem.
Mighty Cloud Strife, the pest controller.
And Kitty Finder, I guess.
Yes.
I am the best
Well,
rat.
They are very useful occupations.
Shiro, if it pays, why not, right?
My name is
Yeah,
I
sure.
don't
Cloud.
think the little girl paid him, but she is a child. Like,
Well, she paid him in good reputation.
Yeah, remember, Shiro, as Tifa told Cloud, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
I'll pay you invisibility.
Anyway, my name is Cloud. I'm the best rat killer. I'm the best dragon slayer. I'm the best cat finder. I am the best maintainer of keys.
It's funny because when the first couple of trailers were released and Cloud's stoic face had become sort of a meme itself, someone actually made like a fan art of Cloud doing all sorts of a minigame while still keeping that stoic face, which is kind of still what happens in this cutscene, in this side quest. Cloud rescues kittens, but never, raises an eyebrow on that.
Alright, so from now on, I will just add to my resume. So, my name is Cloud, I'm ex-soldier, I'm great at finding cats, I'm great at killing rats, I'm great at slaying dragons, drakes, snakes, and, finding keys.
But I am not good with
Well,
people.
considering how long it took you to find one, I'm not sure you're that great at finding one.
Hey, it all comes with the job here. Besides, you can't always be sure how well you'll do with a random mission.
Alright, Weimer.
A certain shopkeeper told me you paid him a visit. Thanks for helping him out. Just so happens there's another.
I love how the next gen beard, at least for the mustache parties, made it so when he moves, he leaps, he stays still. Well, they had to cut corners, however, Jova.
Okay, so you need me to go after a rabid cat.
Okay, I actually am interested to see this one because this, in terms of side quest, is actually one of your first reality checks.
Huh, it's a dog.
What
I can
difficulty?
handle it.
What difficulty did you play it on?
Standard.
Well, man, I did it on easy, so we'll
Well,
see how
I
it.
know Dwibs, I'm talking about in general. Even so,
In
compared
terms
to the
of story, I'm
standard,
guessing.
in terms of standard, what the game has thrown you in terms of enemies so far, this is a bit more tough, at least. Keep just that in proportion, still.
Scrap Boulevard never changes.
Well, the
And also, I'm not sure. One question that who hasn't played yet the game, and me at this point had was like, oh, I'm guessing they want to focus this part to sort of Midgar because it's practically all either metal or these like desert trash area, so it's like easier to do. later on, we will actually see one or two green areas, and let me tell you, the developers actually know still how to do them. So I'm actually really not hopeful, but I'm actually confident in seeing how future areas who are more different, they vary differently in layout variety, will look like.
So here we get to see what a rabid attack hound looks like, and it does not look pretty.
Again, Cloud, pull the trigger.
Well, I'm
Let's
getting
see.
a lot of good Cloud, good battle intel.
Let's see. Pale skin, swollen muscles, deformed stature. Yep, that's a rabbit one, all right.
Yeah, but okay, but enough about Cloud. What about the monster?
Oh, what a coward.
I love how that almost is
Well, I mean,
like...
to be fair, I was gonna cast a fire spell.
All right, we can't let him get away. Come on, Tifa.
Just give me a minute, Cloud. I haven't fought this much since the last bar brawl.
Well, then keep up the practice, because I hear rabid dogs know a mean 1-2 punch and bite.
Cloud, remember that speaking of fire, remember that customer that nearly bit your ear off 5 years ago?
What about him?
He went crazy and started biting his own hand, and now he's got no hands left.
Well, sucks to be him.
Yeah, people, now everywhere he goes, he managed to survive, but now everywhere he goes, people call him Handy Manny.
Huh. Sounds like something that would go on the Disney Channel.
Oh, there's one there.
It's a really sick joke, I know.
Yeah.
I drove the hound into the area up ahead. He's pissed, so make sure you're ready.
You gotta love
What?
this,
I can't hear you over the blaring music.
but it's epic. You know, you gotta love this. Epic boss music being played for us essentially playing dog catcher.
Oh, this is actually the standard battle theme, actually.
Yeah, still though, I just love how epic it sounds, even for, taking on essentially a rabid attack dog. Like, you will face some of the most demonic beings alive. That includes the rodents and but don't mess with the doggos.
And
There we go.
Monster defeated.
Just like that, okay?
Consider yourself one with the live stream.
Yeah. No. Oh yeah. Yeah, but Cloud's involved with those boxes because if his mum's or dad's ashes were in them, they would have fallen out of them by now because they got toppled over.
We owe you one.
Gotta say, I've never seen a Shinra breed like that before. Out of curiosity, when exactly did it show up?
Oh, today. The first reports came in just this morning. Why do you ask? Wait a minute. There's this crazy story about a Shinra research lab.
Nah, I'm sure it's nothing.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a side quest, but it's not.
And here I thought you might know something I don't. Well, I guess not.
Oh, there's plenty I know.
Sure, there's lots
But
of secrets I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. You got the best.
Well, like in the last one, like the playthrough of the original, where you told us about the interesting way that Shinra powers its security system by the toilet drains.
Maybe.
Keep it up, and you'll have enough work to keep you fed for a lifetime.
Thanks to you. So where do we get paid? The shop or something?
Yeah, but
No, Cloud, you will never get paid. You will join Phoenix Wright in the bloody
The spiky-haired committee of never getting paid.
Yeah, you'll join them on the dole.
Serious.
That's a British terminology for
Also, occasionally you will get these discoveries, which honestly, my country uses a better term, secondary event, which because that's what they are, seem slightly similar to how they appeared in Final Fantasy IX. Essentially, those are side activities, events that you can see happening. They're not exactly useful, but they help with the characterization. Some people.
It's a nice little side event that gives you more insight on the characters.
What do you want?
She needs a friend. A real friend.
Oh yes, let me see if she's back. Oh damn it! But yeah, Jova, Marley is a shipper and a big one at that.
Oh ho ho, Nomura, your Cloud X Tifa shipping is showing.
Oh no, like I
Well-
said, Jova, there's ship fuel for literally everyone. You gotta, at least for the characters that are in this part. You gotta keep in mind this game has got you covered.
So...
Yeah, I begin to wonder. Well, since there's 3 directors, I'm beginning to wonder if each of the 3 have their own shipping in mind, and so they decided to compromise and have all 3 in it at once.
I'm not sure.
Like
I'm
one
not sure about
supports-
that,
one
Dwibs,
support-
because
One supports Cloud and Tifa, the other supports Cloud and Jesse, and the other one supports Cloud and Aerith.
Well, I
I'm
know...
not sure about that, Dwibs, because Toriyama has only one wife in mind, and she's not in this game.
Okay. To be fair, Toriyama was the one who directed the Cloud and Air scene, so we know which one he would ship.
Also, Dwibs, you're so restrictive. Just thinking of those 3 ships.
That's it.
Also, I mean, you could be like me and just ship all of those ships.
Oh, harem. Nice.
Yeah. Sorry, Tifa, do you mind me not knocking on your door and walking into your house?
So, okay, you mentioned 3 directors. I know that Toriyama and Nomura
I guess
directing.
Dwibs.
Who's the
Well,
third
yeah,
one?
there was that other side director. I forgot what it was called. Oh god, let me check.
I think he was like. I've forgotten what you could do.
Don't worry, Dwibs, I'm checking.
Well, okay, from experience, I'm pretty sure Nomura's more of a Cloud and Tifa shipper, especially considering having children.
Okay, so according to Tifa's room, she's into punching bags and music.
Makes sense.
So, after you left the village,
Personal space, please.
Same
No,
applies to you too,
it's the
Cloud.
camera angle.
the hall, but not this time.
Oh god.
Come on, Cloud, don't be shy.
When we were
Cloud?
kids,
He's very awkward to you.
right?
Yeah, I remember they were on the news every day during the war.
Thing is, by the time I finally made it in, they didn't need heroes anymore.
Sucks.
It was nothing like what we dreamt of. It was just working for Shinra. Just
Again, sucks when the mercs you want to join end up working for the bad guys.
But I got these awesome muscles out of it.
I'm sorry. I know it's a touchy subject.
not exactly.
You know,
small.
what does he holster that Buster Sword
Especially
into?
with someone you haven't
I
seen
think
before.
they did show it. Like he has a belt. There you go. The belt that you see that also includes the shoulder pad as like a sort of a magnet
Still,
to it.
it's kind of
Ah.
us going our separate
If you
ways
actually own an
and
action
that
figure,
must be it.
that's the protrusion that you use to attach there the sword.
Places we do.
I always like to imagine that he's somehow
You know what?
keeping it with the
We should
power
totally
of...
celebrate.
Oh boy.
Let's dress up and hit the town.
Tifa, that sounds like,
Okay, it's time to
date.
take a decision, I think. I actually know you check later. My bad.
Do you even have fancy clothes?
Cloud, that's a terrible question.
Are you
Do you,
implying...
Cloud?
Are
Shut
you-
up.
Are you implying that the
Oh,
race...
actually, yeah, it's time to take a decision. All right, Dwibs. What do you choose?
Pick sporty, please pick sporty, please pick sporty.
Some
Yay!
You have chosen wisely.
That'd be so
Also,
different from
Cloud,
the
are you...
That's a
I
stellar
am not
compliment,
going to ask
Tifa.
what I'm not going to ask what's running for your guys' minds.
Also, Tifa, that's a stealth compliment. Cloud is telling that he likes you exactly how you are.
This is gonna be
Are you
so much
implying the way you dress isn't already perfect, Tifa?
Yeah. Maybe.
Oh god, Cloud smiles. Oh, put it away, shush.
Oh my god!
We
I
can't.
think it's time we head back to the
I Tetsuya the more can't have Cloud smiling.
Quickly
know-
put some Linkin Park music in the background.
You know, I think it says a lot that 2015 was the first time in eons that we saw Cloud smile. And one of the games where he smiled in wasn't even a Square Enix game, but was Smash Brothers 4, ironically enough.
Like I said, the CDS arcade announcement was a long time before, around like April.
There's that.
Cloudy Smash was like November, December. At
There
least the
is-
announcement.
Sorry, me video thing
Don't
was glitching
worry.
out again.
Alright, Marley, yes, we made up and kissed and all that shit.
Watch the bar now.
Oh wait, Marley, have you played the original game? Maybe she's seen the part where they sex up,
I don't feel that different.
and that's why she ships them.
Yes, it's yours. Manual of a Gather, Marley.
My name's Cloud, not Merc.
Be good to her.
I will.
That sounded like a big
Yeah,
threat.
yeah, she's like, I'm watching you. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
I'll bet your knees.
I'll go for the throat.
I will rip out your balls and feed them to my cat.
But actually, I don't remember
There
what I
are
was
plenty
saying
of cats
before.
around here.
Yep.
Oh,
Lord
there you
knows
go. I actually found the third person that this was talking about, Naoki Yamaguchi. Basically, it works like this. Tsunomori is the main director. Yamaguchi is the co-director in game design and programming, and Toriyama is co-director for the scenario design.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's a neat little gimmick that they show off what music track is playing every now and then up in the
Yes,
top left
you
corner.
can see it when you change it in the jukebox. It also tells you what it is. If you haven't bought yet the jukebox disc, it will show with question marks, meaning that it is something that you still need to get. Helping you with the collectible stuff.
So,
Very nice.
wanna head back out for a little while?
Tifa, I've just done all the side quests.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, sure.
Right,
Let's go a bit
fine.
more out
What?
on the town.
Alright, fine. I'll have a little exercise around some of the streets and then come back, okay?
Besides, it's good exercise. Could help us keep in shape after that attack with the dog, you know.
What, did the dog make you... What, did the dog somehow make you unfit?
Well, like you said, Tifa, it's been a while since you've exercised properly.
Well, it did look like one of those Gamma dogs from Hall 2003.
It did.
Oh, look at that, more cats.
Yay.
What are you looking at?
Is it
I
just
can't-
me, or are these more strays
Fuck
around
off,
you these
Cloud.
days? Yes, that's a good question.
No, don't you see, Cloud is allergic to those specific types of cats.
Dwibs,
That's
let
why
there
he's
be
running
joy,
away.
not horror.
Also, it's not even the fur most people are allergic to, it's the saliva.
Yeah.
Well, you wanna head inside?
Yes.
Yeah, besides, I'm thirsty. All that hard work.
Did you have fun?
Lots of fun.
Hey, meet y'all downstairs.
Okay, yeah, one thing that I need to notice. I'm not sure what to think about this, but if you were hoping to see what the Avalanche hideout is under the pinball, I sort of have a bad news for you. Cloud doesn't go there for some reason.
Before you do, about my pay.
You'll get your money.
Right.
Down and shut up until we're finished.
I can kind of understand why, because Bear doesn't fully trust him yet at this point.
I suppose it's just that I don't know. Considering how the game has managed to reincorporate all the other areas in some kind of fashion, I was surprised they decided to just, no, we were not doing this.
Okay, what happens if a player's playing a pinball game and manages to get 777,000?
Yeah, here's your secret, Dwibs.
777?
Here's your secret, Dwibs. The pinball machines are usually rigged specifically with the custom designs by the bartenders.
Okay, now here's another choice. You can have something to drink or not.
Chug.
But Cloud is
Yeah,
very
let's
thirsty.
get absolutely smashed.
All right.
Cloud is... you're right. Cloud is very thirsty, though, so...
So there you go.
We actually get to see Tifa
doing some
bartending.
bartender work.
Also, that pun wasn't intentional, but I'll take the credit anyway.
Just like what you always do.
Like, puns just tend to, be there.
Most people would say something sweet right about now.
Cloud, come on.
Customer, aren't you?
Take
I
the
think,
hit, Cloud. Take
Well,
the
what
hit.
does nice mean?
But
I think
hold
giving
on.
her the
I
flower
actually
was
think-
all the nice he's
Yeah.
gonna do for a while.
Actually, surprisingly, I actually really like this scene is how it's presented.
Ah, the Cosmo Canyon. I see what
But
you did there,
bang on.
game.
Hold on.
But how
Ruby
does-
red, just like her eyes. It's
But
poetic.
how does shaking it more turn it red?
But she used a different one.
Yeah.
Honestly, well, whatever. For this scene, I actually liked the I don't know the fact that she just gives him a drink that's exactly like her eyes. I think it was intentional.
And I like to believe that just right there and then he got the hint.
Oh boy.
Hi, Jesse.
Oh boy, speaking of flirting.
I'm thirsty.
Also, there was one of your ass shots.
So we're in the clear for now, but we'll want to capitalize on this momentum. Speaking of which, you coming on the next one?
For the right price.
Depends on
Of
if I
course.
get paid.
Pushing hard for a raise.
Well, I mean, he hasn't had any money yet. How could he ask
I
for
mean,
a raise?
okay, Dad. You know, Fataba, when we mentioned that one of your goals was to get out, boy, you were going all in on it.
I'll say.
Put my life in someone else's hands. Then I'd rather that someone was a professional, like you.
People around me tend
Thanks.
to, you know,
Could still kill some time.
kill.
Sorry, Cloud is just not into.
Also, he didn't even. At this point, it was like, wait, Cloud, you're leaving without finishing your drink? You're a fucking monster. Come on.
Yeah,
you know
but
how
okay,
much
but
some
before
people...
we end, all right, before we end the part, let's have a look and see what happens if Cloud was bartending himself.
I've always wondered what it was like behind this bar. Yeah.
Well, the remake is there to cater to your specific needs.
This
This is
the
very
life, yo.
specific.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, what will it be? I'll give you the cutthroat
shot?
special.
I will give this the Buster Sword. It may be useful to cut the lime in a specific way.
Oh, yes, very specific.
All right, so join us in the next part where we get back to tackling the main story.
All right,
Yeah.
then.